Hey y'all, welcome back to yet another direct action gaming session. This is going to be the finale. That's what we're doing today. Today is the finale of Wanda's tale here. Wanda's little zany madcap adventure through the Capital Wasteland. And what's going on here, right? Well, before we get too deep into that, as usual, I just want to talk a little bit about how you can support the channel if you're new here and you dig what I'm doing. In the description, you will find a couple of very interesting links. The first is for my donation page. I have a page at Ko-fi, that's Ko-fi. If you want to throw me a few bucks and help the channel out, you can do so there. I am also on Blue Sky. So if you want to check out all the stuff that I'm doing for the channel, what sort of minis I'm painting up, what sort of things I'm releasing, and you can keep up with all that stuff on Blue Sky. So just go on over there and check it out. And beyond all that, of course, you can like, comment, and or subscribe. That would be cool. That would help. If you want to do that, go right ahead. I ain't going to stop you. So, with all that in mind, we are not doing a timer this time. We are just going to finish. We're going to get right into it. We have 4 turns to go, and this game will be done, but I'm gonna see if we can't just beat the game before Liberty Prime gets to Project Purity, because if I can manage to get another agenda card to replace one of these freedom cards so that I can get 2 extra bonus points irrespective of the Brotherhood, then that might be cool. As is, we've got 4 plus 4. We've got 8. I don't know. I'd have to replace both freedom cards to be able to get up to 11. Replacing one freedom card gets us 10. All right, let's just keep rolling. What this really means is, 4 turns, we win, and until then, we can just do whatever the hell we want. So let's just have a good time, I guess. And obviously, what we're going to start with is seeing if Wanda can save Megaton from certain destruction, because there is a bomb in Megaton that's going to go off. If you played Fallout 3, then you know Megaton is named that because it was built around a giant atomic bomb that didn't explode. So, yep, we're going to try to disarm that. We're going to start this turn with a quest action at the bomb to try and disarm it. We're going to do a PIAL5 test. So here's our first action for this turn. We do get 1 automatic bonus point because of the lab coat. This test does involve intelligence, and we do get 5 rerolls, so we're almost guaranteed to get this. First roll, we get 1 point, so that's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. Well, I don't know. Let's keep this 1 point. That brings us up to 2 points. Let's re-roll these other ones and see what we can get, right? So here's the first re-roll. How many other points can we get? We do get 2 additional points. Brings us up to 3 points. So now we just need to get 1 point on this final die. All right, so we've expended the perception re-roll. Let's do the intelligence reroll and see if we can get 1 point on this. And we do. All right, so we have 4 points on the die, and we do get 1 bonus point for our spiffy lab coat, which I am really starting to like. I like this lab coat full of drugs. And we defuse the bomb. So imagine that. Some zany lady in a lab coat full of drugs with a minigun just comes out of nowhere and just takes apart the bomb in the center of town. Just effortlessly. That's what just happened. So, I mean, not effortlessly. She had to apparently, give it a few tries, and it was not super easy. But hey, we defused the bomb. So, what that means is we pass the test, we get an agenda card, we stage 99, and we throw out the last fanatics. Megaton does not explode. Okay. So we'll draw the top card from the agenda deck and see what it is. It's security, meaning it's nothing. So really, we just advance time a little bit here. We have one less agenda card in the deck now because I just straight up discarded that one. All right. So, but we also stage 99. So we're going to do that. Let's find 99 and see what that means. 99 says remnants of the cult. Okay. So we get rid of the last fanatics. That is gone. We now have remnants of the cult. Okay. So this says, we gotta put this cat back here. This says there is an ongoing bounty on remaining members of the Children of the Atom. Many of them have fled to the irradiated corners of the wasteland. Explore areas to which they might have fled. It says just explore an unexplored tile. Well, we kind of can't do that. We don't have any unexplored tiles. So I guess this just doesn't happen. Yep. Yeah, we're just going to leave this on the bottom here. I guess we would either say that this automatically happens because there are no unexplored tiles. That would give us yet another agenda, but we would also just suffer 2 rad damage. We're just going to ignore it for now, I guess. Yep. All right. We have one more action this turn, and yeah, we remove this crest marker as well. The bomb has been defused. We got 12 caps burning a hole in our pocket. Could just do a settlement encounter because we're at Megaton. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do a settlement encounter. We could also go, another thing we could do, I guess, is go to Vault 84 and do that stuff for the absolute heck of it while we're waiting for Liberty Prime to take his little stroll. But for now, settlement encounter, what happens? We get, there is a small gathering around the various traders and mercenaries here. You shoulder your way through the other wastelanders to get a look at the goods. So, we have 3 options. 1, go shopping as normal. 2, try to steal an item from a display. That's an AL4 test. 3, look for better deals than these. So 2 offers us a test, and then there are 2 other options. Just go shopping as normal, or look for better deals than these. And I'm not sure what that's going to mean. Let's do 3. Let's do 3 and see what happens. Might be more interesting than just shopping as normal. Okay, we're looking for better deals than these, and it says nothing that's on offer looks very appealing. So it says choose and discard cards from the shop equal to settlement and draw replacements, then shop once. All right. So So I guess what's happening is we have to get rid of 3 things from the shop and replace them. So we're going to do Curie, the plasma gun, and the Singe duster. And we'll put them on the bottom of the asset deck and draw 3 more cards from the top. Then we can shop once. Okay. We got formal wear, hazmat suit, and jet. Okay. So we got hazmat suit and formal wear. Hazmat suit, during a test that uses E, add 1 hit. So endurance tests are a little bit easier. You would also suffer 1 fewer rad damage if you suffer rad damage while you're wearing a hazmat suit. Okay. Formal wear, during a test that uses C, add 1 hit. So formal wear makes charisma tests a little bit easier because you look all fancy and stuff. You also ignore all companion requirements, which is kind of interesting. Wearing a tuxedo means that everybody is your friend and they just want to follow you. That's interesting. I still like my lab coat better, so we're going to keep that. And I think, since we already have jet, and we don't need another jet, why the heck not? We'll buy a sniper rifle. We got the money for it. Sniper rifle gives us 2 rerolls for perception and agility. And the other special rules are during a fight, headshots results always inflict hits on the enemy. That's kind of cool. That means even if an enemy doesn't have head as a weakness, you can still make that a hit with a sniper rifle. It also says when you perform a fight action, you cannot choose to fight an enemy in your space. So we would have to be ranged if we had the sniper rifle equipped. Well, first of all, we're putting this encounter deck on the bottom of the settlement encounter. And we're going to choose what to do here. We're not selling anything, and I kind of think we're just going to buy the sniper rifle for the absolute heck of it. That's using almost all of our caps, but why the heck not? We now have a sniper rifle in our inventory, which means we only have 1 item in our inventory, because remember, lab coat means drugs do not take up any inventory spaces. So we got 2 guns. We could switch between a sniper rifle and a minigun. That's just a thing that we can do now. So, all right, that was a settlement encounter. We could just kill a brute. We could just start a fight with a brute. We could just do that. I think I'm just going to do that. I'm going to check on one more thing real quick. Let's see. Inventory. I'm wondering, can you switch things whenever? I'm pretty sure I remembered reading that, like, yeah, additionally, you can have up to 3 cards equipped at one time. You can change out what cards you have equipped when you acquire a new card at the start of your turn or when you perform a camp action. So we can say, when I bought the sniper rifle, we changed out the minigun. We're going to say that. And that means we get to test out our new gun on the super mutant brute and see how much easier it is to kill him with a sniper rifle. Because headshots are going to count for damage when we're shooting at the super mutant brute. We'll get 3 XP, and we get to draw loot once if we kill the brute. So let's try and do that. We get 3 rerolls, so let's go for it. We need 3 hits. Can we take out the brute from Megaton? Well, we get... Yeah, we get 3 hits right off the bat. We get torso, we get another torso, and we get a third torso. Yeah. Brute is dead. He does do 9 points of damage, though. We would reduce that to 8 thanks to our lab coat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh, that would almost kill us. We would still be alive, but it would almost kill us. So I think what we're going to do is, even though we technically don't need to, we're going to re-roll this 1 hit that gave us 2 damage points. We're going to see if we can get something a little bit better that'll damage us somewhat less. And we did get a headshot. So this is better, actually. 2 points of damage times 3 is 6, and we bring that down to 5. Thanks to our sniper rifle, that counts as a hit. It will always inflict hits on the enemy. Yep. Cool. Alright, so we'll take 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That still stings pretty good, but we're not almost dead. And yeah, we get 3 XP, and we also get to draw from the loot deck once. Cool. So 1, 2... Yeah, one. Yeah, I think we just go back to the beginning of the XP track. Yep. All right, and we level up. Cool. So we grab 2 tokens at random, and we get 2 S's. I guess no matter what tokens we grab now, we're going to get a perk. We're still grabbing the tokens, though, because we want to know what sort of perk we could get. And all we can do is pick from strength, since we got 2 S's. So we could do Pain Train or Armorer. Are there any other strength perks? No, there aren't. Pain Train allows us to discard to gain 1 movement point until the end of your turn each time you move into a space that has an enemy whose level is equal to or lower than your armor. Kill that enemy. This could be useful. We're going to take this. I think that would be more useful than Armorer, because you can discard that at a settlement to gain an apparel item from the shop or from any discard pile. And I don't know, I love my lab coat. I just don't want to change it up for anything other than maybe like combat armor. And I know that that really isn't in play. So we're taking Pain Train. That's what happens. Cool. Took out the brute. And last thing is we get to draw 1 loot card. That is Psycho. Still only have 1 inventory slot. Because we got Psycho, Mentats, Jet, and Day Tripper. We got all the drugs now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. This guy is gone. We're going to replace the closest super mutant icon with an inactive enemy, and that is what happened. That is the end of this turn. So we move Liberty Prime first, 1 space, and then we draw an agenda card, and we see it is humanoid. Okay. Also, by the way, we've got 4 agenda cards left. And we really only have 1, 2, 3 spaces Liberty Prime needs to move now. So we got this one in the bag. It is just a waiting game now. As soon as Liberty Prime makes it to Project Purity, boom! Brotherhood advances a lot, and that wins us the game thanks to our 2 freedom cards. Dope. The card that we drew does say humanoid, though, so let's figure out what that means. We've got a looter and a raider psycho in the same space. They move into the super mutant camp. And I think that's... Oh, yeah, there's another humanoid over here that activates. That is a raider scum. Okay, so that's what happens there. Cool. So... what do we do now? We could try to make it to Vault 84 to do that. We could also try to head to the mall to just mess around there. We could do that. Yeah, we could do just 2 moves to just be at the mall. And then we could be primed to do another Wasteland encounter there to see what happens. So... oh, but our HP is pretty low. Camping would be a great idea. We could also camp twice, actually, and get 6 HP back. Screw it. We'll go to the mall first. We're gonna move to the mall first. So that's 1, 2. That's 1 move action, and then 1, 2. Okay, that puts us in the mall. Alright, so that's another turn out of the way. Liberty Prime moves forward again. We draw another agenda card, and it is creatures. Okay, so Stingwing moves closer. This creature over here activates. It's a bloatfly. Let's see. The Rad Scorpion moves into Megaton. Stingwing moves to Ashbury Road. The Rad Roach moves down into that space. And that's what happens. Okay, cool. So now it's time for another turn. And I think the first thing we're going to do is camp and get 3 HP back. So 1, 2, 3, bringing us back up to 9 hit points. Okay. And then we're going to do a Wasteland encounter to see what we can get from that. So we're going to draw the top Wasteland card, and it says, a valuable asset hangs from the ceiling of a large room. Debris and green light surround it. Huh, you're pretty sure this is some sort of trap. Flip the top asset card face up. We kind of need to do that twice now, actually, because once again, I forgot to add another thing to the shop. So that's Kate, and the other top asset card is a Ripper. we could score us a Ripper. We could do that. We could do that. 3 options. Option 1, you could get in and out quickly enough. You think we would need to pass an AL4 test. All right, since intelligence is not involved, we don't get a bonus point. But we do have A and L. We also have well rested, so there is that. Number 2, send someone else in for it. We don't have a companion, so that's not an option. Option 3, search a different room. So we can either go for the Ripper that is just sort of hanging around and it looks like a trap, or we could just search a different room. Screw it, let's go for the test. Let's see if we can pass the test. Can we nab the Ripper? That means we'd have 3 weapons to choose from. Wanda is going to be very heavily armed if we can snag this Ripper as well. Okay, so AL4 test, can we get 4 points? We did get 3 points. We got 3 points right off the bat. So that means we've got 2, potentially 3 rerolls to try and just get 1 point. So let's expend the agility reroll to see if we can get an additional point. And we do. We get a grand total of 5 points now, so we definitely passed it. Geez, Wanda is just kind of unstoppable now. So it says, for succeed, you deftly sneak through the room, dodging the landmine, stepping over the tripwire, and grabbing the bait. So we gain that new asset card that we revealed, which is the Ripper, and we shove that in our pocket. We're now up to 2 inventory slots. So we have a choice between sniper rifle, minigun, and Ripper. And if we were to camp again, we can just change that. We can also change weapons at the beginning of a turn. I could also change it right now upon getting this. This gives us, it's no longer a ranged weapon, but we do get 2 rerolls for strength and agility. It says if you roll an arm hit result, you may spend 1 reroll to change a die to match that result. Which kind of means you can sacrifice 1 reroll to just get another arm hit with the Ripper, which could come in handy if you're going up against like a Mr. Gutsy or something like that. Okay, that's kind of cool. So yeah, that was, I think we did a camp and a wasteland encounter, so that was the turn. So we take this wasteland encounter and we put it at the bottom of the deck now. And we move Liberty Prime forward 1 more space. Better dead than red. Get out of here, commies. Arr. 1 more turn, and Liberty Prime is going to be at Project Purity. Okay, so let's draw another agenda card and see what activates. This says Star and Mutant, so it's really only mutants that move. We get a mutant activating at the Super Mutant Camp. And I think the Overlord also moves into the Super Mutant Camp to get a little bit closer to us. Okay, so that is what happened. And I don't know, I think we're just going to chill here at the mall. I think we're just going to do the same thing again. Why the heck not? We're going to camp again. I wonder if I should change weapons. I think I'm just going to change weapons when I camp. I'm going to bring out the minigun again. The minigun is just too good. It kind of is. Like, I have these other cool weapons too, but the minigun is kind of the best because I get 3 rerolls and I could potentially spend 2 caps, which I have, to change the third die to match some matching results, which would be kind of dope. Yeah, so we're going to camp, change weapons, and we're going to get 3 HP back. 1, 2, 3, bringing us back up to 12. And second action is we're going to do yet another Wasteland encounter to see what kind of goodies we can get. Because why the heck not? We'll just see what happens. So we're gonna get this same situation again, where it says you hear nothing but your own footsteps as you walk through the ruins. It's calm and quiet. Okay, so we can hack into an old register, which is an intelligence test of 3. That would be really easy to pass thanks to our lab coat. Or we could search for useful equipment, which is a PL4 test. So we wouldn't get an instant hit because there's no intelligence involved, but we do have perception and luck, and we still have well rested that we haven't used yet. So let's search for useful equipment. Yeah, we're gonna search. Let's see if we can pass this test. We've been doing pretty good on tests so far, so we'll see what happens here. Since we've been doing so good, maybe we're just gonna spectacularly fail this. Who the hell knows? So first roll is an instant pass. We get 4 points. Okay. We didn't need to do any rerolls. We just instantly pass. So I guess I spoke too soon. So for succeed, it says you turn over some rubble to find a corpse. It stinks, but it has some useful items still on it. So that means we get loot equal to the level of Wasteland. And since we're at the mall, we're at level 4. We get to grab 4 loot cards. Oh my gosh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are probably going to have to throw most of this stuff out, I guess. We get 2 fistfuls of caps. So that means we get immediate... Yeah, it says just immediately discard this card, then gain 3 caps. So we're tossing both of these out, and we get 6 caps total from that. So that is pretty dope. Got some more money all over again. We also have a Tesla Science magazine that I think I'm going to ditch because all we could do is sell it for like 1 cap, basically. So no thanks. And we also get water, which is a thing that we could use. During your turn, you may discard this card to recover 5 HP, but we suffer 1 rad damage from that. So that would instantly heal us for 1 rad damage. So I don't know, I think we're just going to do that. I think we're just going to discard this. Goodbye, water. We're going to go to max HP, but we get 1 rad damage from drinking that irradiated water. Okay, so now we're at full HP again, and we got some more money in our pockets. You know, aside from all the drugs and weapons that we have. And that's the end of the turn, and now we just kind of win the game, because Liberty Prime moves into Project Purity. Brotherhood gets +4. That moves Brotherhood to the end of the power track. Since we've got those 2 freedom cards, we've got 4 + 4 is 8, and an additional, well, a lot of additional influence for these 2 freedom cards. That wins us the game. I mean, at 8, we would just need... Anyway, we won. We won the game. We have won the game, y'all. So yeah, that was pretty dope, wasn't it? I think the game flows a lot better now that I understand like the rules. Now I should probably mention I did have to do a bit of Googling to try and get some clarification on some of the rules here. So this is a neat game, but one thing I would have to say is, first of all, it's also kind of a dead game. You can still buy it, I think, but like they just don't seem to be making any more expansions for it. The new California expansion exists, I guess, but you can only buy it on eBay, and it ain't cheap. I saw like a Japanese version of it for like $70. So that's somewhat reasonable, but it's all in Japanese, so that doesn't really help. If I could snag that though, oh gosh, that would be cool, because there would be 5 more character models that would come with it, a whole bunch of extra tiles and quest cards and all kinds of really neat stuff. So I don't know. I actually am having fun with this game. I'm considering trying to snag a copy of New California expansion now. But the one thing I would say about this game is the rules are not really easy to comprehend. Like, they're kind of confusing. The way I saw someone put it in one of the forums that I had to go through to clear up like how events work and how shopping works and some other stuff. Someone basically said you kind of need to read both rule books front to back. And yeah, there are 2 rule books, right? You've got Learn to Play, and you also have Rules Reference, which seems fine, I guess. You can just go through Learn to Play, and it teaches you all the basics, and it kind of takes you through like a typical turn and all the sort of things you would probably encounter. And then there's also Rules Reference that, as the name implies, would just be quick reference in case you're confused about stuff. But the problem here really is there's stuff in Rules Reference that just isn't mentioned in Learn to Play, so you kind of have to piece everything together more or less by reading both rule books to really figure out like how stuff is supposed to happen in this game. But hey, plus side is, once you do have everything figured out, this game is kind of fun. It's kind of dope. Especially if you have an active imagination and you can just sort of envision what is actually happening on the map here, right? So anyway, with all that in mind, this game is over. We have finished the Capital Wasteland scenario, and that is dope. And I will see y'all the next thing. Take it easy. Take care of each other. And if you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate that. Take it easy, y'all.